Put on a good show.
That's not up to me.
All right.
Todos de pie.
Thank you, everyone. I'm sorry. Please be seated.
Gracias a todos. Por favor, tomen asiento. For the record, Your Honor, Sylvia Fisher, Court Interpreter.
Good morning, Madam Interpreter. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm sorry. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Commissioner Hughes. This is the 2 p.m. initial appearance calendar for Tuesday, April 29th.
Buenas tardes a todos. Soy la comisionada Hughes. Esas son las vistas iniciales de las 2 de la tarde para el martes 29 de abril.
The court's orders for the taking of DNA samples and fingerprints issued on the first calendar of April will apply to the hearings on this calendar.
Órdenes en cuanto a la toma de muestras de ADN y las huellas dactilares que se emitieron durante la primera lista de causas este mes también se aplicarán a todas las audiencias del día de hoy.
As we get started in here this afternoon, I will call each of you into the courtroom one at a time.
Vamos a comenzar de esta manera esta tarde. Voy a convocar a cada uno de ustedes para que ingrese a la sala.
I will ask one of you, the first person, to stand behind this gray podium right here in front of me in the courtroom. I'll then ask the next two people I intend to call into the courtroom to line up in the two chairs right inside this door.
Primero voy a llamar a la primera persona. Esta persona debe acercarse al podio de color gris que se encuentra al otro lado de mí dentro de la sala. Luego voy a llamar a dos personas adicionales que deben formar una cola y deben ponerse donde se encuentran las sillas dentro de la sala.
Once you are in the courtroom, the first thing I will do is ask you to state your full name and date of birth. Then I will tell you why you're here this afternoon.
Después de ingresar a la sala, les voy a pedir que me den sus nombres completos y sus fechas de nacimiento, y luego les voy a decir la razón por la cual se encuentran aquí.
After that, I will tell you whether you qualify for a court-appointed lawyer to defend you, sometimes called a public defender.
Luego, les voy a decir si califican para un abogado de oficio. A veces a esa persona se les llama abogado público.
Because you all have the right to the assistance of counsel in a criminal case, whether or not you are entitled to a court-appointed lawyer, you have the right to hire a private lawyer to defend you if you wish to.
Todos ustedes merecen la ayuda de un abogado en caso de materia penal. Si califican o no para un abogado de oficio, todos tienen el derecho a defenderse al contratar a un abogado particular.
After we talk about lawyers, I will give you the next court hearing dates and times you will be required to attend, and then we will talk about whether you are eligible for release from custody and on what terms or conditions if you are.
Después de hablar del tema de los abogados, les voy a dar la fecha y la hora de sus próximas audiencias a las que deben asistir. Y también hablaremos acerca si reúnen los requisitos para estar puestos en libertad y bajo qué condiciones, si es que reúnen los requisitos para eso.
In addition to the right to the assistance of counsel, you all also have the right to remain silent, and there will not be a lawyer in the courtroom for you this afternoon, so I encourage you not to make any statements regarding the facts about why you're here.
Además del derecho de recibir asistencia de un abogado, también tienen el derecho a guardar silencio. No habrá ningún abogado dentro de la sala con ustedes esta tarde y les aliento a no hablar de los hechos de su caso, o sea, la razón por la cual se encuentran aquí.
Last thing I'll tell you before we get started is that all of the information I give you while you're in the courtroom will be contained in a written document that you'll get a copy of when you step back into that room. So please keep that with you wherever you go from here this afternoon.
Por último, antes de comenzar, Toda la información que yo les voy a dar mientras están en la sala se encontrará en la documentación escrita que van a recibir. Recibirán una copia y deben guardarse copia con ustedes después de la audiencia.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Can I please have Jesus Hernandez Nunez all the way into the courtroom, please?
Vamos a comenzar. Jesús Hernández Núñez, por favor, dentro de la sala.
Can I please have your name and date of birth?
Jesús Hernández.
Por favor, su nombre completo y su fecha de nacimiento.
Jesús Eduardo Hernández Núñez, 10/29/2001.
Jesús Eduardo Hernández Núñez, 10/29/01.
Thank you very much, sir. You are here on an allegation of a new charge. It is one count of unlawful flight from a law enforcement vehicle, a Class 5 felony.
Muchas gracias. Usted se encuentra aquí por una acusación que tiene que ver con un nuevo caso en su contra. La acusación es de evasión ilícita de un vehículo policial, delito de clase 5.
I have found probable cause to support that allegation, and I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
Determino que hay fundamento de procesamiento por la acusación en su contra y lo voy a designar a la Oficina de Defensoría Pública para representarlo en su caso.
Your next court hearings on this allegation will be a status conference May 14th and then a preliminary hearing May 16th, both at 8:30 in the morning in the Superior Court downtown.
Sus siguientes audiencias en cuanto a la acusación en su contra son las siguientes. Una audiencia de actualización el 14 de mayo, una audiencia preliminar el 16 de mayo, las dos audiencias a las 8:30 de la mañana en el Tribunal Superior que se encuentra en el centro.
I am releasing you on your own recognizance on this allegation, so you will be released from custody and it will be your responsibility to get yourself to both of those next hearings.
Lo voy a poner en libertad bajo caución personal con respecto a la acusación en su contra. Eso quiere decir que lo voy a poner en libertad, ya no va a estar bajo custodia y usted sería responsable de acudir a sus siguientes dos citas judiciales.
Once you are released from custody, you are prohibited from operating a motor vehicle if you don't have a valid driver's license, and you cannot possess any drugs without a valid prescription.
Después de estar puesto en libertad, se le prohíbe manejar si no tiene una licencia vigente y no puede tener en su poder ningún tipo de droga sin una receta vigente.
Do you understand all of those conditions?
¿Comprende usted todas esas condiciones?
Sí, señoría.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much. You can step back to your left and get your paperwork.
Muchas gracias. Puede pasar a su lado izquierdo para recoger su documentación.
Madam Interpreter, would you please make an inquiry of the gallery to see if anybody else requires your assistance before I excuse you?
Of course, Your Honor. ¿Hay alguien más que requiera los servicios de la intérprete? En caso que sí, por favor, levante la mano.
No hands.
Okay, I am told no hands were raised. Thank you very much for your assistance. You are free to disconnect.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, can I please have Edward Cajalejo all the way into the courtroom behind the podium? Giovanni Beltran Medina, if you would please take a seat in this first chair right inside the door. Christopher Lopez, if I could ask you to work your way to the second chair. Right here, if you would, sir.
Hello.
All right, can I please have your name and date of birth?
Yes, I'm Edward Cajalahoy, February 22nd, 1991. But I'm booked under my brother's name.
Sure, but I'm sorry, tell me your correct date of birth again.
My correct birthday is February 22nd, 1991.
91.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, I am seeing you, we'll start with what I'm seeing you on, and then I'll give you a little bit of information. So I am seeing you on 4 warrants. All 4 of them were issued by the Superior Court when you failed to appear at hearings.
Yes.
2 of them were sentencing hearings in existing felony drug cases. The other 2 were hearings on probation violations.
Yes, ma'am.
In all 4 of those cases, you have a lawyer already assigned to represent you, so that assigned lawyer will continue to defend you in each of those 4 cases. Your next court hearing on all 4 of those warrants will be the same. It will be a status conference May 8th at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown.
Yes,
So 1 hearing date and time, 4 cases.
Yes, ma'am.
On each of those warrants, you have a $7,500 secured appearance bond. If I've done the math correctly, I think that means that your total bond for all 4 cases will be $30,000 all secured appearance. Okay, secured appearance means you could try to use a bonding company to post that if you wanted to. Okay, so these warrants were found under your true name after you were previously booked under a different name.
Yes,
so my understanding is that the original matter that you were booked in on under the incorrect name has been corrected. That's now under your correct name. Your release conditions on that matter have not changed. So I think you're still being held on a $10,000 bond on that case. So now you have these 4 warrants in addition to that. I believe you're also currently being held on 2 warrants out of Goodyear.
Yes.
That may or may not be for you.
No, it's for my brother.
So we are waiting on confirmation. Well, I should say MCSO is waiting on confirmation from Goodyear as to whether they do intend to hold you or whether that's for somebody else.
Yes.
Once that confirmation is received, you'll either hear nothing, and that means that Goodyear says, yes, this is the person we want, or you'll hear from MCSO that Goodyear has dropped those holds on you, and then those 2 will be gone, and you'll just be held on these 4 warrants and that new charge.
Okay.
Okay, do you understand all that information?
Will I be rebooked as me? Like, because I've been booked
You
under
mean on the original?
Yeah.
When I say original, on the first thing that you were brought in on under your brother's name?
Yeah.
Not through this court, because that name issue has already been corrected downtown.
Okay,
So when the county attorney's office actually filed charges in that case, they charged it under your correct name.
Okay.
So the name issue in the original matter that brought you to this court has already been corrected.
Because I've been constantly page 2 because of just the name differential.
Well, these page 2s are really for you.
Yeah, perfect. Okay.
And that's sort of how we caught the original issue under the old name, is because we got these page 2s under your name, and we're like, that's not the same person.
Right.
But then we got it all cleared up, and we realized you are Edward, and so these are your warrants.
Okay.
We're still waiting on confirmation as to whether those Goodyear warrants are yours. Like I said, if you don't hear anything, that means Goodyear said, yep, he's the one we want.
Okay.
If they say, no, we don't want Edward, we want Joshua, then they'll release those holds on you, and you will no longer be being held on those warrants.
Okay, because every time I get booked in, I'm getting hit under my brother's name because just the fact that he's been an alias.
Yeah, well, you can talk to your lawyer about how the booking process works, but my understanding is the reason you were originally booked under your brother's name is because that's the name you gave law enforcement. So talk to your lawyer about the booking process and have your lawyer see if there's anything that you can do to correct that in the MCSO system.
Okay.
So, any other questions?
So I'm bondable?
You're bondable, yes. So yes, you're bondable on these warrants. Your total bond is $30,000, and I believe that you're being held on a $10,000 warrant, potentially also $500 on those 2 Goodyear warrants.
Okay. And until the next date is on the May 8th?
On these warrants, yes. Your next court date is May 8th.
Okay, perfect.
All right, thank you, sir. You can step back and get your paperwork. Giovanni Beltran Medina, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Victor Perez, if I could ask you to please work your way to that second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Giovanni Beltran Medina, 11/1/93.
Thank you very much. You are here on 2 different matters. The first matter that you're here on is allegations of new charges. Those allegations are 1 count of unlawful flight from a law enforcement vehicle, that's a Class 5 felony, and 1 count of knowingly displaying a false license plate, that's a Class 2 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause to support those new allegations, and I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference May 5th and then a preliminary hearing May 8th. They will both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On those new allegations, I have imposed a $5,000 secured appearance bond. The second matter that you're here on is a bench warrant issued by the probation court when you failed to appear at a non-witness violation hearing. In that case, you already have a lawyer assigned. That lawyer will continue to defend you. Your next hearing in the probation matter will be a new non-witness violation hearing. It will be May 6th at 8:30 in the probation court downtown. On that warrant, you have a $500 secured appearance bond. So your total bond will be $5,500. It is all secured appearance, so you could use a bonding company. If you post that bond and you are released, you cannot possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you have a question, sir?
Yeah, good question. Do you think I could get released on an ankle on the ankle thing?
I can't release you on an ankle monitor because you're already currently on probation and being supervised by adult probation.
Okay, all right. All right.
Any other questions?
No, that's it.
All right, thank you, sir. You can step back and get your paperwork. Christopher Lopez, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Rodolfo Garcia, if I could ask you to please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Christopher Lopez, 11/19/1982.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lopez. You are here on 4 different matters. All 4 of them are probation violation warrants, and in each of those 4 cases, petitions to revoke your probation have been filed. All 4 of them allege that you have violated terms 3 and 5. I've appointed a lawyer to defend you in each case. Your next court hearing will be a revocation arraignment May 6th at 8:30 in the probation court downtown. On these 4 warrants, you have a total secured appearance bond of $2,000. $2,000 all secured appearance. If you post that and you are released, you cannot possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lopez. You can step back and get your paperwork. Victor Perez, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Erica Hernandez, if you would please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Victor Perez, 10/20/87.
Thank you, Mr. Perez. You are here on a probation violation warrant. A petition to revoke your probation alleges that you have violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I have appointed a lawyer to represent you in that case. Your next court hearing will be a probation revocation arraignment hearing. It is scheduled for May 6th at 8:30 in the probation court downtown, and you have a $1,000 secured appearance bond on that warrant. If you post that bond and you are released from custody, you are ordered not to possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, sir. You can step back and get your paperwork. Rodolfo Garcia, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Tyrick Quataki, if you would work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Rodolfo Garcia, February 25th, 2001.
Thank you very much, Mr. Garcia. You are here on 4 different matters. All 4 of them are bench warrants issued by the Superior Court when you fail to appear at non-witness violation hearings in 4 different probation cases. I think in some of these cases you already had a lawyer assigned, in some you did not. So I have made sure that you are currently, or that you will be, represented by the Public Defender's Office in all 4 of those probation cases. Your next court hearing in each of these matters will be a new non-witness violation hearing, and it will take place May 5th at 8:30 in the probation court downtown. On each of these 4 warrants, you have a $600 secured appearance bond. So total, that will be $2,400 all secured appearance. If you post that and you are released, you cannot possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Garcia. You can step back and get your paperwork. Erica Hernandez, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Kyle Cedarface, if you would please work your way to that second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Erica Hernandez, August 24th, 1987.
Thank you, Ms. Hernandez. You are here on 5 different matters. The first matter that you're here on is an arrest warrant that was issued after a direct complaint was filed. A direct complaint is a written document that alleges new allegations against you. In your case, the allegations in that direct complaint are 1 count of narcotic drug possession, that's a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, which is a Class 6 felony. Those offenses, according to the direct complaint, are alleged to have been committed June 24th of 2024. I have appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you against those new allegations. Your next court hearings in that case will be a status conference May 5th and then a preliminary hearing May 8th. They will both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On that direct complaint, you have a $500 secured appearance bond. The other 4 matters that you're here on are all allegations that the charges in that direct complaint constitute Term 1 violations of your probation. In each of those 4 probation cases, I've appointed a lawyer to defend you. Your next court hearing in all 4 of those probation cases will be a revocation arraignment May 6th. It'll be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On each of the 4 probation cases, you have a $250 secured appearance bond. So $1,000 total on the 4 probation cases, $1,500 total for all 5 cases. It is all secured appearance, so you could use a bonding company if you wanted to post that. If you do post that bond and you are released from custody, in addition to getting yourself to all of your court hearings, you are ordered not to possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions?
So what's the total bond? My total bond?
Total bond is $1,500.
Okay.
Any other questions, Ms. Hernandez?
No, that's it.
Okay, thank you very much. You can step
So,
back.
so I'll be in custody until May 6th?
If you don't post your bond, you'll be in custody until at least May 6th. Yes, whether or not you're released or what would happen after that will be up to the judge you see on that day.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Tyrek Kwataki, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Lorenzo Duran, if I could ask you to please work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth?
I'm Terry Kwataki, 12/31/81.
Tell me your date of birth one more time. I didn't hear you.
12/31/81.
Thank you very much, sir. You are here on 2 probation violation warrants. In both cases, petitions to revoke your probation have been filed. They both allege that you have violated terms 3, 4, and 5 of your probation. I have appointed a lawyer for you in both cases. Your next court hearing will be a revocation arraignment hearing. It will be May 6th at 8:30 in the probation court downtown. On those 2 warrants, you have a total secured appearance bond of $350.
I was going to say something that, I don't know how it happened. There's something happened in my dentist, so it's something like that. There's something in my teeth.
Okay.
That I can hear, like, people talking.
Okay. So here's what you want to do. You want to talk to your lawyer about that. You want to talk to your lawyer about the circumstances of your case.
But I can't say, yeah, because I'm videos. It's recording constantly.
Talk to your lawyer about that. Talk to your lawyer about that at your next court hearing. You and your lawyer can gather that information and present it to the next judge.
I can't be in it because it's going on the internet. The whole jail.
The only way to get yourself out of custody is to post that bond. So you'll have to post that bond in order to be eligible for release.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No.
Okay, thank you, sir. You can step back and get your paperwork. Kyle Cedarface, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Desiree Villa, if I could please have you work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Kyle David Cedarface, 6/21/83.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cedarface. You are here on an allegation of a new charge. That allegation is 1 count of burglary, a Class 3 felony. I have found probable cause to support that allegation, and I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference May 14th and then a preliminary hearing May 16th. They will both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. I am releasing you to the supervision of pretrial services, so that means you're going to be released from custody. You don't have to post a bond. Once you are out of custody, you will be responsible for getting yourself to both of those court hearings. You will also be responsible for contacting pretrial services. Their contact information will be in a packet that you get with your release paperwork, so please make sure you keep both of those things.
Okay.
Once you're out of custody, you cannot go back to the scene where the alleged burglary took place. My understanding is that it is perhaps next door or close to where you live. You can go home. I'm not saying you can't go home.
Yeah, I just passed the door.
Just don't go into or linger or stop or anything at the location where this allegedly took place. Please don't initiate any contact with the alleged victim. And also, once you're out of custody, you can't possess any weapons or drugs without a valid prescription.
Okay.
Okay, understand all those conditions, sir? Question, go ahead.
I'm a chef.
Okay.
And I have my chef knife. I carry to work.
You don't keep it at work?
I can. I will. I'll take it one day and then I'll leave it there.
So, okay, here's what I will do. I will authorize you to possess knives for the purpose of executing your employment as a chef.
Yes.
Please don't carry them anywhere other than to or from work.
Okay.
And you can't have weapons other than knives that you use for employment.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions?
No.
Okay, let me make that one change. We'll get your paperwork printed and we'll bring it out to you if you'll step back to your left. Thank you, Mr. Cedarface. Okay, Lorenzo Duran, if you would please work your way into the courtroom.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
My name is Antonio Duran, born February 15, 2002.
Thank you, Mr. Duran. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 1 count of narcotic drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. I have found probable cause to support the drug paraphernalia allegation. I have not found probable cause to support the narcotic drug allegation. My finding of no probable cause does not mean that that narcotic drug allegation is legally dismissed. It is possible that the county attorney's office will file formal charges on that allegation, but what my finding of no probable cause does mean is that I am not considering that allegation for purposes of this hearing or for purposes of determining your release conditions. I am only considering and imposing release conditions on the drug paraphernalia allegation.
Yes, ma'am.
You are entitled to a court-appointed lawyer, and I've appointed the public defender's office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference May 14th and then a preliminary hearing May 16th. They will both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. I am releasing you to the supervision of pretrial services. So you will be released from custody. You do not need to post a bond to secure your release. Once you are out of custody, you will be responsible for getting yourself to both of those court hearings on the 14th and the 16th. You will also be required to contact pretrial services once you're out of custody. So you'll get a little packet with your release order. It'll have all of their contact information in it. Please keep that so you know at what number to call them once you're out. Last thing, once you are released from custody, you cannot possess any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand all of those conditions?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you very much. You can step back and get your paperwork. Desiree Villa, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Desiree Villa, 51095.
Thank you, Villa. You are here on a probation violation warrant. A petition to revoke your probation was filed. It alleges that you have violated terms 3, 4, and 5. I've appointed the public defender's office to represent you in that case. Your next court hearing will be a revocation arraignment hearing. It's scheduled for May 6th at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. The warrant itself requests a $50 secured appearance bond. I intended to release you on your own recognizance on this warrant. Are you in custody on something else?
No, Your
Okay.
Honor.
Only reason I'm asking is because you're in orange. So I didn't know if you were transported and being held for something else.
I was wearing
or if
something.
You were just, okay, so you were just changed out when you came here?
Yeah, my outfit was too provoking.
Okay, no problem. Then I will leave it as is. I will release you on your own recognizance. So you will be, while you're on release, you will be supervised by your assigned probation officer. So once you are out of custody, you will have 72 hours, which is 3 days, to make contact with your probation officer. If for whatever reason you don't have contact information for your assigned PO in your release order, you'll have the phone number to adult probation. If you don't call your specific PO, please call that number within 3 days once you're out of custody. Also, you can't possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription once you're out. Do you understand all of those conditions?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. And is the number on the paperwork you guys are going to give me to call them?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, To call adult probation?
Yeah, because my
Yeah.
probation officer's number in my phone, but I lost my phone, so.
Yeah, so in your paperwork, it won't be the number to your assigned PO, it'll be the general number to adult probation.
Okay.
So just give that number a call and let them know you're trying to check in with your PO, but you lost your PO's contact info, and they can either get it for you or somehow get you in contact with your assigned PO.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions?
No, that's it, Your
All
Honor.
right, thank you, Ms. Villa. You can step back and get your paperwork. Okay, number 6 on the calendar, Chad Jacob Tijerena, date of birth 11/17/76, is not in the courtroom because he was unable to function in general population due to bizarre behavior. He is here on allegations of new charges. Those allegations are 2 counts of aggravated assault, both Class 3 felonies. I have found probable cause to support those allegations and appointed a lawyer to defend him. His next court hearings will be a status conference May 5th and then a preliminary hearing May 8th, both at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. He has a $50,000 secured appearance bond on those allegations. Number 17 on the calendar, Nathaniel Jerry Lewinson, date of birth 4/8/92, is not in the courtroom because he poses a danger to himself. He is here on allegations of new charges. Those allegations are 1 count of armed robbery, a Class 2 felony, and 1 count of shoplifting, a Class 1 misdemeanor. I have found probable cause to support those allegations and appointed a lawyer to defend him. His next court hearings will be a status conference May 5th and then a preliminary hearing May 8th, both at 8:30 downtown. He has a $40,000 secured appearance bond on those allegations. Number 13 on the calendar, Eric Dale Trissler, date of birth 2/26/75, is not in the courtroom because he was unable to function in general population due to, I guess, kind of bizarre behavior, kind of failing to comply with orders of jail staff. He's here on an allegation of a new charge. The allegation is 1 count of robbery, a Class 4 felony. I have found probable cause to support that allegation and appointed a lawyer to defend him. His next court hearings will be a status conference May 5th and then a preliminary hearing May 8th, both at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown, and he has a $25,000 secured appearance bond. Last on the calendar, number 21, David Jerome Romano, date of birth 9/12/88, is not in the courtroom because he was unable to function in general population due to aggressive behavior. He is here on allegations of new charges. Those allegations are 1 count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of resisting arrest, a Class 6 felony. I have found probable cause to support those allegations and appointed a lawyer to defend him. His next court hearings will be a status conference May 5th and then a preliminary hearing May 8th. They will both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. He has a $15,000 secured appearance bond. If anything changes after I visit any of these individuals' cell side, the court's final orders regarding release conditions will be reflected in their written release orders. That concludes the 2 p.m. initial appearance calendar. This court will stand in recess until 5 p.m.